Hi everyone, this is Kelsey. We'll be flowing today to honor the sign of Aries. Aries is the season from the end of March through the end of April, meaning the sun is currently in that zodiac sign throughout its orbit. And the sign of Aries, the personality traits include courageous, passionate, creative. And this is a really great sign of encouraging fearlessness and courageousness in really everything that is done. And the symbol of Aries is a sign of the ram. So we've been thinking of how persistent rams can be, how driven, and kind of channeling that as we flow. The power chakra is the third chakra for this sign, meaning that we really want to work up some twists and some heat to activate. So to begin, you'll start to roll onto your back and find just a constructive rest pose, meaning that the feet go wide to the edges of the mat, knees are bent, and the inner thighs are resting together. And take a moment to bring a hand to the heart, a hand to the belly, and close your eyes to allow yourself to plug in. And when you're taking these first few breaths to arrive, notice the breath as it moves in through the heart to the belly, and then back out the belly through the heart, through the nose. So feeling that channel move throughout the body. And the third chakra, that Manipura chakra, is located right behind the base of the navel. And in other words, that is our inner sun, our inner light. It's our drive, it's our persistence. It's really the space where we start to become more of us. So in times that might feel dark and where it seems like there's maybe a lot of shadows around, reminding ourselves of our inner sun, whether you are an Aries or not, we all can become a little bit more plugged in. Remembering to be driven, to be courageous, to be fearless for whatever is coming our way. And go ahead and take a full and deep breath in. Feel the belly lift up and rise. And a full breath out, letting it all fade away. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. 1 more, breathe in, feel the belly expand. And then let it all rush out. And then you can blink open your eyes. You can let your hands go from your body and just wiggle around the fingers a little bit. You can roll around the wrists. And then you can windshield wiper the knees a couple times, but eventually you'll bring the knees in towards the belly, so lifting the feet up off of the ground. And you can sway yourself a little bit side to side, giving yourself a hug, allowing everything to be surrounding that inner space of the belly, of that inner sunshine. And then to help to activate and light up that space a little bit more, work into a reverse tabletop shape. So knees are stacked right above the hips and have your shins be parallel above the earth. And you can keep the inner thighs together. You can keep a little bit of space in between them, your choice. And then bring the arms out to the shape of a T, but turn the palms down to the earth. So try to keep the knees in line with the hips here as you start to drop them off to the left side, but hold at a hover. Bring your knees back up through center and start to move to the right side. And it kind of depends how far down the knees will go, but we're really working to engage the belly here, engaging the core as you work from one side to the next. And finding still the movement of the navel down towards the spine, working that contact as you rotate and revolve the hips and the legs. And just keeping your gaze up towards the ceiling, keeping our palms down to help root everything. And we'll find 1 more movement off to the right side. Come back up through center, and then as you move off to the left side, go ahead and drop your knees all the way down to the earth, so actually finding a reclined twist. Your left hand can rest on top of your right thigh, giving yourself a moment to just assist the hip down a little bit, releasing through the hip and still allowing the the twist to really come all the way up throughout the spine. Hold here for a full breath in and a full breath out. And then bring your knees back up through center to see if you can use your core to help that transition. And then gently let them fall off to the right side, finding your twist. Right hand now could go on top of the left thigh, finding the left hip stack over the right as then the whole spine works to twist up through the shoulders. See if you can keep the shoulders grounded, holding with breath. And take one more full breath in here. And a full deep breath out. And then bring your knees back up to center. See if you can use your core strength to get there. And then hug your knees once again back into the belly. You can sway your hips a little bit side to side. So we're a little bit warmer through the core, but as we lift up, start to bring your hands behind your thighs, and then start to press your thighs into your hands and start to peel your head and shoulders up, working to a boat pose. And the navel draws back, reach the heart up and feeling that expanse. Hands can stay behind the thighs for a little bit of support or reach the fingertips forward. Hold here, full breath in and a full breath out. And then lower down to a low boat for a moment. Navel draws down, feet extend, fingertips reach. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Lift back up to your high boat. Hold here, heart lifts up. And then go ahead and cross at your ankles, roll over the knees, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. And once you're in your down dog, just take a little bit of movement side to side and kind of early on here, come forward to a plank and hold for a moment, making sure that shoulders are over wrists, heels are working over the ball mounts, and then working to fold back. So finding that plank stance will help to measure where the feet and the hands should go here, and then allowing for the belly to work back so the heart can continue to shine out. Tailbones lifted nice and high, heels stay high, and then there's always that little bend in the knees to help the buoyancy and lift of the thighs. From here, hold in your down dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then lift your right leg up off the ground, coming to a three-legged down dog. Bend your knees, stack open your hips, and then roll in a few directions, some circles. So imagine your knee is making circles on the ceiling or the side of the wall. And then switch to the second direction, rotating around that other way. And then settle the rolls of the hips, extend your right leg long back behind you, look forward, draw the right knee up and into the belly, and place your foot in between your hands, coming to your lunge. You can come to fingertips here. You can always use blocks or books if you have them within your space. And we'll just start to straighten and bend the right leg a few times. So allowing for the heart to move slightly, the navel is still drawing up and back, allowing for some movement in the legs to help to kind of fire everything up as well. And then stay in your right knee, place your left palm down underneath the shoulder, twist, right hand reaches up towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches forward, left heel reaches up, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then bring your right hand down to the earth and then start to move forward onto your right foot, coming to a standing splits. And take a few moments here. So open and close this left hip. Knees can bend and straighten, finding some kind of release of the hips, some strengthening of that balancing right foot. And then go ahead and fold into your standing splits, bowing right here. And then lift up halfway. Bring your left knee to your right calf, curl into this nice little ball, and then inhale, lift up and expand. Left knee, right calf, curl in, and then lift up and expand. Left knee, right calf, one more time, curl in, lift back up and open, and then you're going to place your left foot back down, but a little bit shorter of a stance, and then drop your heel down to the earth. So the back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Keep pulling your right hip back and come into your pyramid pose. Just nice and light here so the right knee can always stay more bent if needed. If Feeling the tailbone reach up and feeling the heart reach out. Hold here, full breath in and a full breath out. Lift up halfway. Plant the palms down to the earth. Come back, downward facing dog. And then come to your plank pose, this time to hold, navel draws up, heart reaches out, finding the hips in line with the shoulders, and then very slowly lower all the way down to the earth. Find your cobra, elbows in, heart lifts up, belly lifts up. Lower the heart, come back, downward facing dog. Heels are high, knees are bent. You can shift around a little bit right here. And then lift up your left leg, bend your knee, stack your hip, and then move around your left hip a few times. Move around the second direction, envisioning yourself drawing those circles. And then extend your left leg back, draw your knee in towards the belly, place your foot down in between your hands. And then once again, start to straighten and bend your left leg so you can lift up to fingers. Bring in a little bit of height underneath your hands if needed. Keeping the navel dropped up and back as you work that bend and lengthening of the front leg. And then go ahead and stay bent in your left knee. Right palm is down. Stabilize the shoulder over the wrist as you twist your left arm up towards the ceiling. Crown of the head reaches forward, right heel is reaching up and back. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Left hand comes down, inch your fingertips a little bit further forward and then work up to your standing splits. Right leg is reaching up, but you can open and close the right hip a couple times, giving yourself a moment to become more stable underneath the left foot, as well as slightly more mobile within both hips. And then stabilize yourself, squaring off your hips as best you can, folding in here for a moment. Maybe a hand works to the calf to help to curl everything in. And then lift yourself up halfway, right knee to your left calf, curl into that ball. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, right knee, left calf. One more time, extend. Right knee, left calf, curl in. And then lift up and open. Step your right foot back behind you. Have a little bit shorter of a stance. Finding your pyramid so the right toes are facing to the top right corner. And then your torso folds over your left thigh. Pulling the left hip up and back to keep yourself roughly square off towards the top. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then lift your torso up halfway, plant your hands, downward facing dog, left foot goes back. From here, ripple to your plank pose once again. This time, maybe just lowering halfway down to chaturanga or all the way to the belly. Up dog or cobra next, meeting back, downward facing dog. Heels high, finding that bend of the knees. And then look forward to your thumbs. Take a walk up to the top of your mat, meeting at your forward fold. Measuring your two fists in between the inner arches. Grab opposite elbows for a moment, hanging and folding and releasing, giving support to the belly, support to that fire. And then release the fingertips down to the earth, lift up halfway. Fold yourself down. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Bring your hands together right at the center of your heart. Close your eyes and take a moment just to breathe once again. Feeling the breath move into the belly, expanding the belly out, and letting that release. And then you can blink your eyes open once again. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, fold yourself forward, hinge down, and we'll find a round of our sun salutations. Step your right foot back to a lunge, downward facing dog, left foot goes back. Ripple forward to your plank pose. Drop your knees if you want to, lower halfway or all the way down. Cobra or up dog, lift, down dog, tailbone reaches back. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. Draw the knee in towards the belly, step your foot to the top of the mat. Left foot meets it, halfway lift, and fold yourself down to the earth. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, and then fold yourself back down, hinging at the hips. Left foot back to your lunge, down dog, right foot goes back. Plank pose, breath in. Lower to chaturanga or belly. Cobra or up dog. Down dog, tailbone lifts. Reach your left leg high. Draw the knee in towards the belly. Place your foot down. Right foot meets halfway lift and fold yourself in. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, and then sink your hips, finding a chair pose. Heart lifts up as the tailbone reaches back. Take a full breath in and sink your hips a little bit further as you breathe out. Take one more full breath in, and then sweep your right hand back, left hand forward, revolving at the torso while still keeping the hips fairly neutral. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale back up to center. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, lift. Twist to the left side, left arm back, right hand forward. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, lift back up. This time belly comes down to the thighs, wing the fingers back, look forward, lift the heels. See about a diver's pose. Heart forward as the tailbone lifts back. Take one more full breath in. Fold and bow, hands and heels to the earth. Lift up halfway. Move back through your vinyasa or step straight back to your downward facing dog. And then from down dog, allowing yourself to settle. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Bend your knees, stack your hips. See about a couple rotations once again in one direction. And then move those rotations in the second direction. And then we'll use that movement to open the hip to then extend the right leg straight back behind you. Take a full breath in. Right knee to your left tricep, twist underneath the belly, and then reach your right leg back up. Right knee, left tricep, twist, and then extend your leg up. One more time, right knee, left tricep, twist, and then place your right foot in between your hands. Drop your left heel down, parallel to the back of the mat, warrior two, lifting up and moving into that open hip space. And we'll give a little bit of movement in this space. So straightening and bending the right leg, arms can move up and around. You can even rock your head from side to side. Whatever feels good right here to help you settle in, to help to open, to help to lift. And then go ahead and stay in your warrior as you're ready to settle and stay. Right knee drives forward, right hip pulls back, feeling the reach of the fingertips apart. Still drawing the navel back, take a full breath in and a full breath out. Flip your right palm up towards the sky. Peaceful warrior, leaning it back, open up through the right side of the body. And then start to lengthen the right leg as you bring your right hand down to your shin for a triangle pose. Left arm reaches up. Right hand reaches down, finding the rotation, the twist of the torso, even here as you lift and look up. And then you'll bring your left arm, reach your left fingertips back towards the back of your room. Swim it down to the earth, bend your right knee, side angle, finding that rotation of the shoulder as you get a little deeper into your hip by bending your knee. Still find your rotation of the torso of the belly. Keep driving your right knee forward as you look up past your left armpit. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then start to lift back up to peaceful warrior, open and reach, and then straighten your right leg once again. This time, bring your toes off to the long edge of your mat. Bring your heels in, arms and heart lift up, and then come to your goddess. Bending your knees, hands to the thighs. Give yourself a moment, sway a little bit side to side. And then work your hands right to the center of your heart, and we're going to find a little bit of twisting here. So from here, start to reach your left elbow forward, twist to the right side, and then back to center. Twist to the left side, back to center. Let's do 2 more full rounds. Right, back to center. Left, back to center. 1 more. Right, center. Left, center. Hold here. Take a full breath in. Sink your hips a little bit more on your breath out. Inhale, scoop to rise, lift up. Face your front foot or your right foot once again, warrior 2, settle in. Flip your right palm, peaceful warrior, and then bring your palms down for a vinyasa or just straight back to your downward facing dog. Building the fire, building the heat, allowing for that fire in the belly to be stoked. Take a full breath in and a full deep breath out. Lift your left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip a few circles on this side, once again rotating around. Switch to the second direction, rotating. And then left leg extends back. Left knee, right tricep, twist under, and then lift your left leg back. Left knee, right tricep, twist, and then lift it back. 1 more time, left knee, right tricep, hold forward, and then step your left foot forward in between your hands. Warrior 2, rise, and settle once again. So take some time, flowing in, flowing out, getting nice and into your left hip. Still engaging the belly, allowing the heart to open, stabilizing under the feet. And then go ahead and settle in your warrior 2 the next time you're there. Still feel the breath be nice and full, gazing forward over the front fingertips. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then lift your left palm up towards the sky, reach it back to a peaceful warrior, opening through the left side of the body. And then work to lengthen your left leg and bring your left hand down to your left shin, reaching for a nice long triangle pose. Reaching the right arm up, extending open, and finding that little twist, that turn across the torso, finding the rotation of the navel. And then reach your right arm back towards the back wall. Sweep it down and forward as you bend your left knee, coming to your side angle, opening still in that twist, revolving, and seeing if you can bring your gaze further past your right armpit. Being nice and light on your left elbow so that you can still work to engage through the belly. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Tip it back to peaceful warrior. Once again, left arm reaches, and then lengthen your left leg. Bring the heels in, toes out, and then sink down into your goddess. Once again, sway a little bit side to side, moving shoulders around. And then settle yourself in center. Hands come to your heart once again, and we'll work to find those little rotations. This time your right elbow works forward first, twisting to the front. Come back through center. Twist to your right, back to center. Your left, back to center. Your right, back to center. 1 more full round. Left, back to center. Right, back to center. Hold here, sink a little bit deeper, and take a full breath in and a full breath out. Rise up, flying warrior, open and reach. Warrior 2, back to your left leg. Peaceful warrior, flip it up. And then a vinyasa or straight to your down dog as you're ready, meeting us right back there. And then hold, heels high, finding the bend of the knees. Full breath in and a full deep breath out. And then lift your right leg up once again, bend your knee, stack your hip, and then maybe you flip this over, bringing your toes behind you. Otherwise, just keep the knee up, reaching the hips up, finding that extension. Flip back over, 3-legged down dog. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Left heel stays up really high, finding your lunge, and then working into a crescent. Arms reach forward and up as you lift and rise. Really strengthening that front hip, reaching up and open through the heart. And then you'll work your hands to your heart, and then we'll find our little twist without hooking the elbow just yet. So twist off to the right side, left elbow reaches forward, and then come back to center. 2 more, left elbow reaches, come back to center. 1 more, left elbow reaches, hold here, and then hook the left elbow around your right thigh. And keep revolving around your center as you lift the left eye, maybe a little bit higher up towards the ceiling. And you can always stay looking off to the right side or even down to the earth for a little bit more stability and control. Hold here for a full breath in and a full deep breath out. Untwist up to crescent lunge. Once again, staying in that deep lunge. Take 1 more full breath in and come to your standing splits. Hands come out in front of you. I'm going to walk my right foot back a little bit just to stay on my mat as you fold and breathe into your right leg. So this can be right where you stay. Otherwise, we're going to have an option of a couple handstand hops if you need some inversion in today. So first and foremost, make sure that around you, you have space to do this. And then right foot can step back even a little bit further. Look forward in between the thumbs. And then a couple gentle hops up with your right foot. And then we'll meet back in standing splits, stepping the right foot back to the top of the mat. Lift up halfway. Step your left foot back. Drop the heel, pyramid pose once again. Giving yourself a chance to fold over. Maybe you turn the fingertips backwards and actually crawl your chest onto your right thigh as you fold and bow in. Allow for the breath to settle a little bit, still feeling that fire really burn up inside. Take a full breath in and a full deep breath out. Lift up halfway, look forward, and we're going to hop the left foot through to come to seated. And you can keep the left leg extended straight out and then work to cross your right ankle over the left thigh. From here, sit up nice and tall. Right fingertips then work behind you. Reach your left arm up to cross the left elbow around. Work to twist from the navel, keeping the hips nice and steady as you lift and rotate up, feeling this twist really move and rotate from the hips all the way up and out through the crown of the head. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then go ahead and untwist yourself, counter for a moment, fingertips to the left side as you bow. And then come back up to center. Bring your hands behind you. Uncross the legs, place the soles of the feet down and find a reverse tabletop. Press the hips up as you lean the head back. Take a full breath in and then sink the hips down, breath out. From here, we're going to move back through a vinyasa or just straight back to a down dog so you can cross at your ankles, work a little float back from there, eventually meeting with the hips up nice and high once again. And then hold here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then one more side here, reach the left leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips, stay, or flip yourself over, rotating the feet, lifting the left arm up. Press down into the feet as you open and reach the left arm. And then go ahead and flip back over, three-legged down dog. Step your left foot forward in between your hands, rising to your crescent lunge, arms reaching forward and up. Release the shoulders as you open up through the heart space. Hands to the center of your heart, and then just find that lifted twist as we twist off to the left side, right elbow forward, and then come back to center. 2 more, right elbow forward, twisting at the core, come back. 1 more time, twist and rotate, and then hook the elbow for a little bit more leverage to continue to deepen the twist. Head forward and see if your right eye can look up. Keep the back leg strong. Full breath in and a full breath out. Untwist back up to your crescent lunge, lifting up through the heart, activating through the back leg. Take one more full breath in here, and we'll move to standing splits. Fingertips inch out in front of you as the right leg lifts up and back. And I'm already going to start to move the left foot back on my mat a little bit just to give me more space. Folding in, give yourself a moment. And then this is the perfect place to stay. Or if you want to join for a couple more handstand hops, working the palms down, left foot's on the earth, start to lift the left heel, and then a few gentle hops up. And then from that standing splits, left foot steps back forward, right foot reaches back behind you. Pyramid is where we'll meet, so take your time to get there. Folding yourself over, maybe reaching the fingertips back as you bow yourself in. Folding down, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then turn your fingertips back forward, lift up halfway. And then hop your right foot forward, coming to your seat once again, this time with the left knee staying lifted. So your left foot can then cross over your right thigh. First, start by sitting up nice and tall to really work the rotation from stable hips. Reach your arms up and then cross your right elbow over as the left arm goes under. Feeling that spiral that comes from stable hips up and out through the crown of the head. Full breaths in and full breaths out. Untwist and find a little counter, fingertips to the right side as you bow and fold. And then lift yourself back up. Uncross your legs. Feet down to the earth, hands back behind you. Reverse table one more time, pressing down to lift up, letting your head drop back if that feels good. Belly's lifted. That energy center is high up at the peak. Take one more full breath in, and then bring your hips back down to the earth. Feet extend forward, leaving a little bit of space in between your feet, and then bending your knees so the hips are really stable right there. Reach your arms up to the sky, and then find your forward fold. Belly comes to the thighs, hands maybe to feet, or just rest them down on the sides of the mat. Allowing everything to fold in once again, returning to enclose that inner radiance. Knowing that even in times of darkness, we can fold and we can be reminded of our energy, of our confidence, of our passionate world. And then go ahead and lift yourself back up from your fold. Bring a bend into your knees and slowly bring yourself back onto your back. And you can hug your knees into your belly, giving yourself a fold. And then we'll find just a brief twist. Drop the knees off to the left side. Arms can go to a T, go to goalpost. Full breath in and a full breath out. And then work your knees back up through center. Drop them off to the right side. Pausing here for just a moment. Full breath in and a full breath out. And then bring yourself back to center. Hug everything in, head and shoulders can lift. And then you can keep the knees bent. Bring your feet back wide to the edges, knees knock in, find your constructive rest, and bring your hands both onto your belly. Feeling your fire, your radiance, your heat, that drive, that passion that comes from the sign of Aries. Allowing that to infiltrate your day, your week, maybe this whole season ahead. And take one more full breath in and a full breath out. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste.